Lads, welcome back to St Town TV today. 1-1 against Poole today. How do you feel about the game and the result in the end?
In the end, on the reflection of the game, it's a good point. I think obviously the disappointing thing is conceding so late and from a set piece. We pride ourselves on being defensively sound, especially from set pieces. So that's the biggest disappointment. But I think a fair reflection of the game is a point, because I think they're a good side. They probably are going to be a top 3 side. So we can't probably take too much away from that. It was a good point in the end.
They've only lost 1 game all season, Poole Town, and you can see why. They're a very effective team. They work very hard together and difficult to create chances against them. But for the first half, I thought we managed that pretty well. Got ourselves ahead with a sort of creative sort of chance taken very well by Louis Helliward, and sort of managed the first half very well. What was your thoughts about the first half?
Yeah, same. Obviously, listen, we're coming in 1-0 at half time. Obviously, slightly changed the shape. So we gave Poole the respect that they deserved, but also without sort of just setting up to sort of have it as attack v defence almost, as so to speak. But like you said, you're coming up against a good side. In the second half, I think we fell away a bit, and just sort of on reflection, when I look at the 11 that finished the game, you probably got 2 or 3 that aren't actually quite match fit. We lose a little bit of height as well, in terms of there's no Matty Nolan there, there's no Cy Thomas, even Lorenzo with his sort of 6 foot. So when you put it all into perspective, it is a good point. But yeah, something that we can build on. At the end of the season, we'll see whether it's a good point or not.
I think it's definitely a good point on reflection, but always disappointing once you've led a game for that long and to concede only about 5 minutes from the final whistle, and it was a free header from a corner. I've just reviewed it myself, and that's probably one of the only free headers we've let go all game. But there you go.
I think it's a difficult one. I think Zee's covered most of the points. I think they're chasing the game. They're going to take more calculated risks to try and get into the game or take something out of the game. And I think you have to respect that they're going to throw more bodies than they would normally throw with changes that happen. Different men come up, different men stay back. And I think it just comes down to a free header, as you absolutely rightly said. I think the lads defended it stoutly across the 95 minutes, and I think that one area where we kind of let ourselves down, we got punished for it. But as I said, they're gonna do things that they wouldn't normally do, because they're chasing the game. So that's credit to our lads. The fact that we've got a good side like that chasing the game.
Yeah, good solid performance today in large phases of the game. So that's got to be pleasing to see at this stage of the season. Now the team's starting to bond, and we're starting to gain a little bit of sort of momentum as a group, aren't we? Yeah,
absolutely. I think as people recognise, there's a bit more steel about the place, a bit more steel about the side. They're a little bit more ruthless, a little bit more streetwise, a little bit more rugged, a little bit more on top of their game, and don't let games just fall by the wayside. And I think what we've created here, I think it's 7 games we've been unbeaten at home. Nobody's going to come here and take easy points, and I think that's the message that we drum into the lads. We have to praise them for that at the end of the game, although it feels like a defeat because we conceded so late. But we've been on a run where nobody's beat us in 7 games here, and I think that's important at home. And if we can kind of match that up away, we'll be okay.
That takes us 7 points clear of Bedford, who are trailing us now. So that's a good achievement, actually, because it wasn't that long ago that there was touching distance between us and Bedford, was there?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that is the objective. We want to avoid relegation, and the more points you can put on the board as soon as you can, that is a big positive. So, like I say, I think in a short window, we probably, that's a sort of 12-point gap that we've sort of created in terms of 6 just to catch them, and then another 6, 7 just to surpass them. Do you know what I mean? So like I say, we do our work, but it's credit to the lads. What they've done since we've been here is obviously buy into what we're all about. Today wasn't a pretty game. I think we could have used the ball better, but one thing I did say is that what you have shown is that we are now got a resilience. I remember down at their place, 2-0, chucked the towel in before half time. That wasn't the same St Neots side. Yes, we was on the back foot, but we never chucked the towel in, because if you chuck the towel in against those, like you say, lost 1 game all season, they probably do you 3-4-1 here, no problems at all. Do you know what I mean? So massive achievement in terms of an 8-9 week 10-week period to like you said, add the steel, add the ruggedness. We've got the football players, that's never in doubt, but it's just, can you weather the storms once you're under the cosh? I mean, listen, Gav's on the floor in the end and he's disappointed, but like Nath said, in the change room he made 2 or 3 unbelievable blocks, as with Nath and the other lads. So in reflection, one is going to slip. It's just the guy probably got a run on him. I think they probably just put another couple of bodies in there. I'll probably say Cy wasn't on the pitch, so again, someone just runs, it just takes people's eye line off, and in the end, you know, that's what's, you know, undoing you. But listen, they're a good side. You know, they're all finishing the, you know, top 3. You know, they're probably fancy themselves to actually try and win the thing. Do you know what I mean? So on reflection.
Absolutely, you would have taken that at the beginning. You know, they got huge momentum, huge belief. When you win in football matches, breeds confidence, and they expected to win today. So yeah, well done today, lads. Just looking ahead now to St Albans next week. Got 2 training sessions with the lads. How are you going to be preparing for that one?
It's another tough game. You know, they come thick and fast. There's no easy games in this league, and as you kind of get something out of a good side, you're going to play another good side. I had them watched. I watched them myself a couple of weeks ago and last Saturday, and we're preparing exactly the same way we prepare for any game. There's no easy game. We just do the right thing. We'll set our stall out to combat opposition and make sure we've got a bit going the other way to make sure we can oppose on them as well. So we won't approach it any different. The lads know what we're about now. As he said, they've got the understanding of how we do things. They take on the messages that we give them and the good information we give them. And then, you know, if we turn up on a day, then I imagine there's no what we can't say we're going to go there and win, lose or draw, we never know. But what we do, we'll go and give it a right go, and we're going there not to lose the game, to win the game, like we'll try and win every game. So, you know, that's a simple message.